Comedy DVDs Part 4. Ahoy, hi everybody, I'm back to part 4 of Look at My Comedy DVDs. Stand-ups, sketch shows, sitcoms, some films, some random bits. First up we have Mock for Week 2 Hot for TV 2, exclusive to DVD. So these were basically compilations of funniest moments from the year's series, plus bits that were too hot to be shown on TV, the rude outtakes, etc. This is from the Frankie Boyle era, as you can see, and Russell Howard was a regular at that time, as was Andy Parsons, and of course Hugh and Dara. Also, as well as the extra bits, it's also got 3 complete shows on here as well. And including the legendary Anal Lube show with a total of more than 40 minutes of outrageous unseen material added back in. Yeah, but very funny stuff. Still like Mock for Week a lot to this day. This is Steve Coogan as Alan Partridge and other less successful characters live. So this was his 2008 tour, where he played the aforementioned Alan Partridge, Paul and Pauline Calf, Tommy Saxondale, Duncan Fickett. Yeah, Steve Coogan, very clever man. Enjoy most of his stuff. And enjoy his live stuff as well. And this is very good. This is Here's Harry, which is Harry Worth's sitcom from 1960 to 1965. These are the 11 that still survive of the 60 that were made. I basically got this because I was always hearing Count Arthur Strong referred to as the poor man's Harry Worth. My people who don't get him. And I wanted to see how true that was. All I really knew of Harry Worth was the famous bit from his credits where he's standing in a shop window and he does the arm and leg thing. Which most of you know what I'm talking about will know what I'm talking about. I might put a little clip in here. If I can find one. I really wasn't familiar with him. Having watched this, I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it so much that I actually have another Harry Worth DVD in my to watch pile. He is very funny. They're good shows. They haven't dated, although they're very much of their time. The humour hasn't dated. I think largely the look is where the comparison is. There are elements when he's confronting I was going to say bureaucracy. That's not really what I was thinking of, but I'll say bureaucracy. There are elements that I can see the similarity, but not overly so. Blackadder goes forth. I have all of the Blackadder DVDs. These are the original releases. They have been re-released in box set and remastered and what have you, but I've never got round to getting that. So this is the 4th series, the final BBC series, set during World War One, and as with them all, it's masterful. The IT Crowd version 2.0, the complete 2nd series. Love the IT Crowd. Just hilarious, basically. This is audio commentary on all the episodes by Graham Linehan, outtakes, behind the scenes recording stuff. I have all the IT Crowd. I showed Fry and Laurie in an earlier one. This is the 3rd series. I think it was the 4th series I showed earlier. So as I said then, really like them. However, their material, I find they've got 1 or 2 really excellent bits in each show. A lot of good, strong stuff, and a couple of bits that are basically filler. But overall, really like them individually and other stuff they've done, etc. Okay, Michael McIntyre, Live and Laughing. So I've shown a couple of Michael McIntyre's Blu-rays, and I spoke then of how I like him when he first started, or when he first hit the big time. I've got a bit bored of him and his shtick. He's very good at what he does, which is everyday comedy, observational comedy. However, it lacks a bit of edge, and I find, you know, he had that famous bit where he ended up skipping, and that was a big hit. So now he skips all the time, and just things like that just annoys me. I don't dislike him as a person, and, you know, I'll happily sit and watch him if there's really nothing else I could watch, which is very rare. But I no longer buy his stuff. Okay, this is the Morecambe and Wise show, The Thames Years, in the complete first series, which includes 4 of their celebrated Thames specials. So they left the BBC basically and went to Thames, and they were good, but they weren't as good. They lacked a certain something. There's still a lot of very good material on there, but it doesn't compare to their BBC shows, says he who doesn't own their BBC shows, bar the best of that you will see at one point. But I will get them. Still Morecambe and Wise, this is their Christmas specials that they did, 78, 79 and 80 for Thames. So again, lots of strong material, but not as good as the BBC stuff. All their stuff that you remember from their Christmas shows, not from these. This is end of part 1, the complete series. So this was a TV spin-off from The Burkiss Way, which is a Radio 4 series. It's written by Andrew Marshall and David Renwick, you know, quality writers. I read a lot of praise for this, so I thought I'll get it. I think it was cheap in one of Network's sales. I didn't quite get it. It had its moments, but overall I was a bit underwhelmed. Denise Coffey's in it, Fred Harris, Sue Holderness. Yeah, it just lacked a certain something. I didn't hate it, but it didn't wow me. I was a bit, you know, given all the hype I'd read about it, I was, as I say, underwhelmed. I have a spare copy of this. I don't know how I ended up with 2 copies, but I do have a spare copy of that. What I'm probably going to is something else I've got a spare copy of as well. I might do a competition after I've done all these DVDs. Okay. This is Shooting Stars 2010. So when it came back, and it had Angelos Epifimou and Jack D. Still really good. Love Shooting Stars. This is all that series from 2010. And loads of commentary about Angelos and Bob. And loads of other bits as well on there. Outtakes, etc. Excellent stuff. The Best of Nevermind the Buzzcocks. So this is a compilation. I'm trying to remember. Is this from all eras? No. So this was from the last 3 series, as they put it. Whenever this was. So it's Simon Adams and Phil Jupiter's years, obviously. I think it's a mixture of Bill Bailey and then after Bill Bailey left. And it's sort of a best of that time, plus loads of other stuff as well. But yeah, a lot of good stuff on there. Johnny Vegas live at the Benidorm. I love Johnny Vegas. I think he's excellent. However, I don't think his live DVDs do him justice. Not that I've seen him live to compare. But I just don't think the joy of the ramshackleness that you'd get being there quite translates through the screen. Still very, very good, but just not quite there, I don't think. But this was recorded. This was when he was in Benidorm, and he recorded a show at the Benidorm Palace. He does his live pottery and all sorts in there. It is very good, but as I say, I think it lacks that certain something you'd get seeing it live. Jason Manford live at Manchester Apollo. I like Jason as a person, what he does. I like his stand-up, but I'm never in a rush to buy his stand-up stuff. I think this one I probably got. I think this might have been his first one. But I think I probably got that straight away. But his later stuff, I think there's still a couple that I've never got round to getting. But it's nothing against him. You know, as I say, I do like him a lot. Harry Hill's TV Burp Gold 2. So this is a compilation of the best bits of TV Burp. Love Harry Hill, love TV Burp. Excellent. Unseen stuff in here and outtakes and things like that. Andy Parsons' Britain's Got Idiots Live. I've never been a huge fan of Andy Parsons on Mock the Week. However, I thought I'd give his DVD a go. See how I felt about him live. Didn't do much for me at all, to be honest. I don't like his style. The way he speaks, basically, you know, not his, but I presume it's not his natural speaking tone. I presume it is his stage persona, stroke TV persona tone. But the way his voice fluctuates and he accentuates certain words always feels to me like he's trying too hard to make things that aren't funny. Yeah, so this wasn't. I had a couple of, you know, it made me laugh a few times. I'd be lying if I said it didn't, but. No, overall, not a fan. More Shooting Stars. So this was the first series back when Angelos was on Ulrika's team and George Dawes, Matt Lucas, was still there. Again, lots of extra bits on this. And very good. We have Different Class by Ed Byrne. I mean, bonus points for the Pulp rip-off cover. Love Ed Byrne. Really funny guy. A huge Prince fan as well, which is always a plus side. Very good show, very funny. And I mentioned in a previous part about how Dara O'Brien's live DVDs always have an in-vision commentary with one of his mates. Ditto with Ed Byrne, given that they are best friends. And this one is with Jimmy Carr and Ed. Very good. Yeah, highly recommend Ed Byrne's live stuff. Couple more, let me just grab them. Dave Spikey for Best Medicine Tour Live. So Dave, best known for Phoenix Nights and for being one of the original team captains on 8 out of 10 Cats. I knew him before all that when he presented the game show that he used to present, which has gone completely out of my head, and I'm just going to Google because otherwise it will annoy me. Chain letters. Very talented stand-up. Good, proper, solid stand-up comedy. No gimmicks. Enjoy his live stuff a lot. Michael McIntyre, Hello Wembley. I'll refer you to what I said earlier. Lab Rats. This is an excellent BBC Two sitcom that only had one series, co-written by and starring Chris Addison, produced by Amanda Iannucci. So it's basically goodies set in a lab, more or less. It's very slapstick in parts, but also good wordplay as well, much like the goodies. Brilliant cast, as well as Chris, as Jeffrey McGibbon, Dan Tetzel. What's her name? She's not listed on my back, that doesn't help me. Can't remember her name. Joanne Wright? No, not Joanne Wright, that's somebody else. Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway. But yeah, really good, very funny, underrated sitcom. He wanted to do commentaries on this, but BBC wouldn't pay him to do them, basically. You know, he wouldn't have it as part of a budget. So he recorded some himself and released them online. I've never got round to watching them with the commentary, because obviously you have to sync everything up. But I'm sure they'd be good. I do have them all. I downloaded them all. I don't know if they're still available. We have Norman Lovett, Bags and Biscuits. This I bought from him when I met him, I think. Certainly one of his ones I did. I think it was this one. So Norman Lovett, obviously best known as Holly in Red Dwarf, and for I Love It, his own sitcom. Great stand-up. Very surreal. Basically, he just spends an hour playing with plastic bags and eating biscuits, and it's just the way he does it is all very funny. And finally, the first of quite a few Jimmy Carr DVDs. This is Telling Jokes. So this was his 5th live DVD. So it's basically just his stand-up show all the time, recorded live, some bonus material. Absolutely hilarious. Love Jimmy Carr. What I especially love is that the titles of all his stand-up DVDs form a sentence. So they are in order: live, stand-up, comedian. So live stand-up comedian in concert, telling jokes, making people laugh, being funny, laughing and joking. I just love the way he's done that. Yeah, he's a very clever comedian. Okay, that's it for part 4. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.